Part 196. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1951. Chapter 1951 is Mr. M.O. in the office? Linda handed her a stack of printed itineraries. Chiao Mian took it and looked through it for a while, and found that she seemed to have to go everywhere to promote the new drama for the rest of the month, and there was an event that she had to attend tomorrow. So she had just finished her trip and was about to participate in other activities. Yesterday, Mo Yesi told her that he would take her abroad for a few days when he was free. She agreed. The two of them had even decided where to go. Chiao Mian also read the travel guide to prepare for her overseas trip in the next few days. With this situation, she definitely won't have time to play. How are you doing? Do you have any questions? Linda asked. Can you cooperate in terms of time? If it were any other artist, Linda would have decided on this matter directly. But Chiao Mian has a special status. So now when Linda arranges her itinerary, she will first seek her opinion. Chiao Mian was silent for a while. As the heroine, she must go to promote the new drama. Moreover, this is a play directed by her brother, so she cannot miss it. On the other hand, this is also her first TV series, which is of great significance and vital importance to her. So no matter what the reason is, there is no reason for her to be absent. She thought for a while and nodded, yes, I'll go. Why? When she gets back, she will have to coax Mo Yesi again. Okay, then you go back and take a good look at this itinerary. If you have anything, call me. One more thing, Phoenix Flying has sent me the script. I will send it to your email soon. Do you have it? Just read the script carefully. This movie is very important to you, and being chosen is a testament to your strength and luck. You must try your best to perform well. I know, Sister Siet. Okay, I won't take up your time. You can have a good appointment with Mr. Mo today, but you will be busy again in the next period of time. Asterisk. After finishing the conversation, Chiao Mian left the coffee shop. She took a taxi directly to Mo's. After arriving at Mo's, she walked into the hall and took off her mask and sunglasses. She often goes in and out of Mo's. Most of the employees at Mo's know her. The employees passing by her stopped one after another and said hello respectfully. Hello, Miss Chiao. Chiao Mian nodded slightly to them and smiled at them. Several male employees looked at her for a few seconds, their faces felt hot, and they quickly lowered their heads. Mr. Mo's girlfriend is very good looking. And it's the type that most men will like. When she smiled just now, they both felt like they were in love. But it's useless no matter how excited they are, this is their President Mo's woman, who dares to compete with President Mo for a woman. That's not looking for death. Besides, who doesn't know that Mr. Mo treasures his girlfriend very much? Chiao Mian took the elevator to the 37th floor. As soon as he got out of the elevator, he saw Wei Zheng standing outside the elevator. Wei Zheng was stunned for a moment when he saw her, and then he called out respectfully, "Young madam." Chiao Mian nodded. Wei Zheng, is Mr. Mo in the office? Mr. Mo is here, but... Wei Zheng glanced in the direction of Mo Yesi's office, hesitating to speak. What's wrong? There are people in Mr. Mo's office, talking about things. So it's not convenient for me to go find him now. No, he's not an important person. Madam, please go directly to Mr. Mo. It doesn't matter. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1952. Chapter 1952. You know exactly what I mean. Chiao Mian had doubts on her face. It really doesn't matter. Wei Zheng nodded. Yeah. Okay, I'll go find him now. Chiao Mian nodded, and after talking to Wei Zheng, she walked towards Mo Yesi's office. Wei Zheng looked at her leaving figure and frowned slightly. Just now he went to Mr. Mo's office and saw Mr. Gong inside. The door of the office was ajar and not tightly closed. He heard Mr. Mo and young Master Gong seem to be quarreling. And the reason for their quarrel was because of the young lady. That's why he hesitated just now, because he didn't know whether it was appropriate to let Chiao Mian go there at this time. Asterisk. Chiao Mian walked outside Mo Yesie's office and saw that the door was open. She was about to reach out and push it open when she heard two familiar voices coming from inside. One of the voices belonged to Mo Yesie. The other voice was that of Gong Zili. "ACI, what happened this time is my mother's fault. But you went to my house and made a scene, scaring her so much that she was bedridden. You also interrupted several cooperations with Gong. You are not angry yet. Disappear. You are going to disregard our brotherhood for so many years because of this matter. Do you really want to declare a complete war with the Gong family?" Angry, Mo Yesie sneered, "Do you think I will lose my anger? I will never be angry with anyone who treats my wife, Mo Yesie, like this. Brotherly love? Just considering that we are so after many years of brotherly love, I was merciful and didn't do things too badly. Otherwise, do you think this is the only blow your Gong family has suffered? Let's talk about brotherhood. Gong Zili, do you think you have taken into account the brotherhood between you and me?" "ACI, what do you mean?" "You know very well what I mean. If you take our brotherhood into consideration, there are some thoughts you shouldn't have. I have warned you several times, but you obviously did not listen to my words. What is the use of a brother like this?" Chiao Mian was confused as she listened to the conversation between the two. Has Mo Yesie been to Gong's house? And it also scared Gong Zili's mother to the point of being bedridden? He also stopped cooperating with Gong? How is this going? How come she didn't know anything about it? Mo Yesie didn't say anything to her. In the office, the conversation between the two people was heard again. Gong Zili was silent for a long time before speaking out again. "ACI, I know I really shouldn't have those thoughts. But I also have my reasons." "Reason?" Mo Yesie's voice was extremely cold. "What is the reason that makes you have those dirty thoughts about your brother's wife? I would like to hear your reason." Outside the door, Chiao Mian opened her eyes wide in surprise after hearing Mo Yesie tell her what Gong Zili had in mind for her. Even though she actually felt that Gong Zili treated her a little differently and thought about what he had in mind, she never expected that Mo Yesie also knew about this matter. Moreover, Gong Zili directly admitted it. Chiao Mian was so shocked that she didn't come back to her senses for a while. She couldn't figure it out. Why is Gong Zili interested in her? Haven't he always liked Shenro? He has liked Shenro for so many years. Can he just change his mind and fall in love with another woman casually? Could it be that because the Shen family was in decline, he changed his mind? This is impossible. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1953. Chapter 1953. I made a huge mistake. Even if Chiao Mian didn't know much about Gong Zili, she felt that he couldn't be such a person. Whether it's Mo Yesie, Gong Zili, Yan Xiaoqing. They all don't pay much attention to a woman's family background. Chiao Mian hadn't recovered from the shock when she heard Gong Zili's voice again. "ACI, I fell into the swimming pool 10 years ago and Shenro saved me. You all know about this, right? What do you want to say in the end?" Actually, I don't like Shenro. It should be said that I have never liked her. But that night, when I saw her swimming toward me anxiously in despair, my heart moved at that moment. I always remember the heart-pounding feeling at that time. It was also because of this that I mistakenly thought that I liked her. Even though I discovered several times later that I actually didn't have any love for her, I would hypnotize myself over and over again, telling me that I liked her. Because if I didn't like her, how could I do that night? Heartbroken for her. But later, I realized that I was wrong. I made a huge mistake. That night, I actually recognized the wrong person. I even recognized the wrong person for my savior. And I recognized the wrong person for a whole 10 years. ACI, the person who made my heart beat that night was not Shenro, but Jiao Mian. The person who saved me that night was Jiao Mian. It was Shenro who lied to me. She deceived me for 10 years. I didn't just have thoughts about Jiao Mian now. I had fallen in love with her as early as that night 10 years ago. With a bang, the door was pushed open. Jiao Mian, who was standing outside the door, looked into the office in shock. The two men in the room also looked at her in surprise. Mian, when did you come? A few seconds later, Mo Yesi walked over to Jiao Mian, held her hand and led her into the office. When he saw Jiao Mian, Gong Zili's expression changed. But soon, he returned to normal. But when his eyes fell on the hands of the two people, whose fingers were clasped together, his eyes dimmed a bit. Jiao Mian silently let Mo Yesi lead her to sit on the sofa. Mo Yesi sat down next to her, stretched out his hand to touch her head, and said dotingly, "How long have you been here? Why are you standing outside without saying a word? Didn't you say you would have dinner at my eldest brother's place in the evening?" Jiao Mian raised her head and glanced at him, then at Gong Zili who was standing aside. After being silent for a while, she whispered, "I just came here for a while. I thought you were talking to someone in the office, so I was afraid of disturbing you. Then wait a moment, I'll be ready soon." Mo Yesi held her chin and kissed her gently on the lips. Jiao Mian felt a strong gaze falling on her. She thought there were other people in the office, and originally wanted to push Mo Yesi away, but thinking of the words she just heard, she took her hand back. Mo Yesi acted as if no one else was around. He held her chin and kissed her for a long time. After a while, he seemed to remember that there were other people in the office, so he let Jiao Mian go. He raised his head and saw Gong Zili standing there with a gloomy expression. He curled his lips and said, "If there is nothing else, you can leave now." Gong Zili pursed his lips and stood still. Mo Yesi smiled again, but his eyes turned cold. "Why, do you still have something else to do? Didn't I make it clear enough just now?" End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1954. Chapter 1954. I've already vented my anger on your behalf. He can act like a normal person, but Jiao Mian cannot. She had a lot of questions in her mind. She has to figure it all out now, otherwise she won't be able to sleep today. Huh? He said a lot of things. Which one are you referring to? Mo Yesi sat down next to her, stretched out his hand and took her into his arms. Why did you cancel the cooperation with Gong? Even though Jiao Mian didn't know much about these things in the business world, she also knew that Mo Yesi's decision must have an impact on Mo. Gongxi and the Mo family are both big companies in Yunqing. The two companies have always cooperated. If all cooperation is cancelled rashly now, one can imagine how much loss there will be. How serious something happened that made Mo Yesi make such a decision in anger. What he did not only affected Mo's family, but also affected himself. The brotherhood between him and Gong Zili for so many years was over. You want to know why? Ye Jiao Mian nodded and looked at him seriously. I want to know the reason. Does this matter, have something to do with me? She just heard something about it outside. Although I don't know what the whole thing is like. But she was sure that it had some relationship with her. So she must know the truth. Mo Yesi looked at her in silence for a few seconds, and finally told her the truth. Well, this matter does have something to do with you. What does it have to do with me? Mo Yesi looked directly into her eyes. Someone was behind the Chen Lao incident. Otherwise, Chen Lao wouldn't be so courageous. Hearing the name Chen Lao, Chiao Mianmian's face changed as she thought of that night. She contacted what Mo Yesi had said before and quickly guessed something. Is the person behind the scenes, the palace lady? Yeah, Mo Yesi nodded. Chiao Mianmian was stunned for a moment, with a look of surprise and confusion on her face. But why does Mrs. Gong do this? I don't know her at all. Baby, you don't know her, but she knows you. He knows me, Chiao Mianmian asked confused, but how did she know me? There were rumors of an affair between you and her son. Mo Yesi paused and then said, originally, it was nothing. This is not the first time that Gong Zili has been rumored to have an affair. It was just that the Gong family and the Shangguan family were preparing for a marriage. Sometimes, your presence makes her feel that it is hindering this matter. Coupled with Shang Guanxing's hostility towards you, this happened. Chiao Mianmian looked at him in shock. She thought that Chen Lao's incident was just an accident. But behind the scenes, there is actually a palace lady controlling it. Just because Mrs. Gong saw the scandal between her and Gong Zili and thought she would affect the marriage between the Gong family and the Shangguan family, she treated her in such a vicious way? Chiao Mianmian was shocked at first, and then felt particularly angry. She was so lucky that night because she was woken up by thirst. But what if she didn't wake up at that time? If she didn't wake up, the consequence would be that she would be drugged by Chen Lao and fall into a deep sleep without knowing anything happened. Thinking of this, Chiao Mianmian was so angry that she was shaking a little. Mo Yesi reached out and patted her shoulder gently. Don't be angry, I've already vented my anger on your behalf. The Gong family will pay the price for this. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1955. Chapter 1955. He is not innocent at all. So Mo Yesi did not hesitate to lose the interests of the Mo family, and also did not hesitate to sever the brotherhood with Gong Zili for so many years. Is it because of her? Chiao Mianmian didn't know what others would do if they encountered such a thing. But Mo Yesi's actions moved her very much. But Mo Yesi. She was a little worried again. Is this really good? The Gong family and the Mo family have been friends for many years. If Grandma and others know that you are doing it for me. Even if Grandma finds out, she won't say anything. Mo Yesi interrupted her softly. The Gong family and the Mo family have been friends for many years. But because of this, the Gong family touched my Mo family. That's even more unforgivable. I believe Grandma will support me in doing this. But if you do this, will it have a great impact on the Mo family? Will the Mo family lose a lot of money because of this? There will be some losses, but you have to believe in your husband's ability. Mo Yesi smiled lowly, his deep eyes full of endearment. I will make back those losses. And compared to Mo Yesi's losses, Gong's losses will be even greater. If not, how can we make them pay the price? But it was Mrs. Gong who did this, and Gong Zili didn't know about it. Wouldn't this implicate the innocent? Innocent? Mo Yesi didn't know what he thought of. His eyes suddenly turned cold, and he said with a sneer, he is not innocent at all. Ever since he hid those dirty thoughts from you, there is nothing innocent about him. Hearing him mention this matter, Chiao Mianmian felt a little uncomfortable on her face. After all, being liked by your husband's good brother is not a good thing to be happy about. Gong Zili. Chiao Mianmian bit her lip, hesitated for a few seconds, and asked softly, he said I was his savior, what's going on? Why don't I remember that I saved him? And it was 10 years ago. She thought about it, and she didn't remember such a thing at all. 10 years ago, she would have been quite young. If she really saved Gong Zili, she should remember it. Mo Yesi was silent for a moment. You want to know? Yechiao Mian nodded, can you say it? If not, forget it. There's nothing wrong with it. Mo Yesi was silent for a while, stretched out his hand to rub her soft hair, thought about what happened that night, and then said, that day was Gongzili's birthday, and we were invited to attend his birthday party. At the banquet, he had a quarrel with Shenro over something and got angry and left alone. When we found him later, he was fished out of the swimming pool. He said that he accidentally fell into the swimming pool and that Shenro saved her. Without Shenro, he would have died. Because of this matter, he has always been grateful to Shenro. He has also been very kind to Shenro these years. As for the fact that he mistakenly said that the person who saved him that night was actually you, I just learned about it, so I don't know why he said that you saved him. But since he said you saved him, don't you remember this? Speaking of which, the Chiao family 10 years ago was not that bad. Although he is not a wealthy man, he still has some money. That night the Gong family held a grand banquet and invited many people, and it was possible that the Chiao family was among those invited. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1956. Chapter 1956. This is also necessary for my work. Chiao Mian looked confused. I don't know. I don't remember it at all. Could he have mistaken the wrong person? Maybe you forgot. Mo Yesi narrowed his eyes. He hoped that Gongzili had recognized the wrong person. Just because Gongzili felt that Shenro had saved her, he had been infinitely tolerant and doting on Shenro over the years. If the person who rescued him turned out to be Chiao Mian, Mo Yesi would not be able to accept other men being nice to his wife. I think he must have got the wrong person. Chiao Mian thought back to what happened 10 years ago. She still couldn't remember such a thing. I never went to the Gong family's banquet. How could I save him at his birthday party? Well, then he must have made a mistake. Okay, let's not talk about these unhappy things. Aren't you accompanying Zhongluli? Why did you come to my place? Chiao Mian thought about the new drama meeting she was going to attend tomorrow. She hesitated and said a little cautiously, "Husband, let me discuss something with you." Mo Yesi lowered his head and raised his eyebrows slightly. I think this is definitely not a good thing. This little bad guy will only take the initiative to call him husband when he has something to ask him for, or when he is angry to coax him. Although he knew that what she was about to say was definitely not a good thing, or at least something that he could not accept, Mo Yesi still rubbed her head, chuckled and said, "Okay, tell me, what matter? It's not too much, I promise you. It's not too much, not too much." Chiao Mian reached out and hooked his neck, her voice soft. "Didn't we agree yesterday to go abroad for a few days when you are free?" Then, Sister Xia came to see me this afternoon and said that my new drama will be broadcast soon. As you know, this is my first TV series, and I am also the heroine. Whenever a new TV series is launched, some publicity will be done in advance. Sister Xia told me that I may have to go to various places in the next half month. Promote new drama. So. Chiao Mian looked at the man's still calm expression and felt a little guilty. She paused and then said, "We may not be able to go abroad to play. I have to go to promote the new drama tomorrow." Chiao Mian. "Husband, are you angry?" She shook her arm. "This is also necessary for my work. If I am just an insignificant supporting role, it doesn't matter whether I go or not. But I am the heroine, it's a must go. And this is a play directed by my brother, so I have to support him no matter what. But I will go out of town for the early stage of the promotion, and I will be able to return to Yunchinj in a few days. By then, I can go home at night. I know we have made an appointment, and you will definitely be unhappy if you can't go because of my reasons. But, there is nothing I can do about it. Husband, you will understand me, right? When I finish my work this time, I will definitely accompany you well. After Chiao Mian finished speaking, she raised her head and carefully glanced at the man's face. There was no expression on Mo Yesi's face. She didn't know whether he was angry or not. After all, when this man is angry, his face has no expression. She shouted softly, "Husband." End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1957. Chapter 1957. A petty and face-saving man. So you just came back, are you going out again? I don't want to go out. I also want to rest. Chiao Mian bit her lips gently and said aggrievedly, but this is arranged by the company, and I have to listen to the company. Wait until next time when I have time. Yes, I will make it up to you. Well, so work is more important than your husband. The man's voice was still calm, and the expression on his face was calm, but his tone sounded unhappy. Chiao Mian can also understand. If it were her, she would definitely be unhappy too. It is still the wedding period, but my husband is busy outside all year round, and he rarely has time to stay at home. So, she felt that she was a bit too much. For this reason, she kept her attitude very low. No matter what, work is not as important as my husband. My husband is the most important thing. Because my husband is a gentle, considerate, and considerate of me. There is no other good man in the world. No one is more important than him. If you don't want me to go, then I. Chiao Mian bit her lip, raised her head and glanced at the man's face, then I won't go. Mo Yesi almost couldn't help but laugh when he saw the weird look of a little woman in his arms. First of all, praise him in various ways and give him a high hat. Then he expressed aggrievedly that he didn't want her to go, so she stopped going. Under such circumstances, if he really disagrees with her going, wouldn't he become a person who doesn't think about her, and is not gentle, or considerate enough? Besides, she also said that this is her first TV series. So you can imagine how important this TV series is to her. She actually really wanted to go. If he really doesn't let her go, he will definitely become a villain in her eyes. Even though Mo Yesi was not satisfied with his wife's high-intensity work schedule, he could not help but support her work. What's more, this drama is directed by Bai Yisheng. If he didn't let Chiao Mian go, he would offend both brother and sister. You have given me so many high hats. If I don't let you go, wouldn't it make me look hateful? You can go if you want, but you have to tell me your daily schedule. And remember what you said, this time it's over, you have to take a break. Mo Yesi reached out and brushed away a strand of Chiao Mian's hair. Baby, I support your work. You also have to think about your husband. I don't want us to be separated 365 days a year. Do you understand? I understand. Seeing him nodding in agreement, Chiao Mian breathed a sigh of relief. She immediately raised 3 fingers and promised, when this matter is over, I will tell Sister Xia not to take over work for me for the time being. I will take a good rest for a while. Mo Yesi said. Then you're not angry now, are you? Chiao Mian asked. The man lowered his eyes and looked at her. When did I get angry? Am I so stingy? Chiao Mian. Obviously you are angry, but you still don't admit it? This is such a careful and face-saving man. Okay, you're not angry. I was wrong. I thought you were angry. No matter what, as long as he agrees to her. She had just coaxed Mo Yesi when her cell phone rang. Chiao Mian took it out and saw that it was Bai Yisheng who was calling. It was my brother who called me. It should be about promoting the new drama tomorrow, Chiao Mian said to Mo Yesi and then answered the phone. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1958. Chapter 1958. It's actually for her. Brother, she answered the phone and shouted obediently. Mian. Our new drama will be promoted tomorrow. Do you know about this? Bai Yisheng asked in a gentle voice over there. Well, I know Sister Xia has already given me the rest of the itinerary. Well, it's good that you know. I just want to remind you, don't forget to promote tomorrow. This is your first TV series and it is very important to you, so I ask someone to promote the new series. Do more publicity, good for you. Chiao Mian was stunned for a moment. Brother, is all this publicity because of me? She thought about it, and it seemed that the TV series Bai Yisheng had filmed before had not been promoted very much. The name Bai Yisheng means that the quality of the drama is guaranteed. There is not a single drama directed by Bai Yisheng that is not good to watch. So there is no need to promote anything. This time, it should be Bai Yisheng's first time to promote his own drama, but it turned out to be for her. Even if this person is his own brother, he should love his sister. Chiao Mian still felt very touched. Well, Bai Yisheng said with a smile, this is your first TV series, and it means a lot to you. I must promote it to you well. Brother, Chiao Mian felt warm in her heart. You are so kind to me. What a stupid thing to say. You are my sister and I am your brother. If I am not good to you, who should I be good to? Elder brother. Mian, Mom said I haven't seen you for a long time. She misses you. Can you and Yesi go home for dinner tonight? Our family has indeed not seen each other for a long time. Chiao Mian thought for a moment, turned around and asked Mo Yesi, brother asked us to go to Bai Mansion for dinner tonight. Is that okay? Mo Yesi nodded, no problem. Chiao Mian then replied to Bai Yisheng, okay, let's go back at night. Well, let me tell my mother if anything happens, we can talk about it when we get home. Good. After hanging up the phone, Chiao Mian turned to Mo Yesi and said, I will be very busy in the next half month and have to leave early tomorrow morning. I want to go see Chen before dinner in the evening. I don't know about him. What's going on now? I'm a little worried about him. Don't worry, Chen is doing very well now. Mo Yesi curled his lips and said, I just met him a few days ago, and I think he is in good condition. But you two siblings have not seen each other for a while. I'll ask Wei Zheng to send you there. Well, let's go home after I come back in a while. Okay, let's go. I still have some things to do, so I'll finish what I'm doing first. Asterisk. Today is not the weekend, Chiao Chen is still in class. When Chiao Mian saw him, Chiao Chen was wearing a school uniform. The young man had a warm smile on his delicate and handsome face. He called out sister and stretched out his arms to hug Chiao Mian. He was like a dog that hadn't seen its owner for a long time. He rubbed his head gently against Chiao Mian and said coquettishly, sister, I haven't seen you for a long time. I miss you. Chiao Mian hugged her brother back, Chen, I miss you too. Sister, why did you come to me at this time? Chiao Chen coquettishly let go of Chiao Mian. The young man's face still looked a little bad, but it seemed better than some time ago. Moreover, when Chiao Mian hugged him just now, she felt like he had grown a little flesh. This reassured her a little. Because Chiao Chen recognized his ancestor and returned to the Mo family, Chiao Mian had always been worried about him. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1959. Chapter 1959 is not as bad as she thought. She was afraid that Jiao Chen would not adapt. I am also afraid that someone will bully Jiao Chen. But looking at Jiao Chen's current condition, he seems to be doing pretty well. It was not as bad as she thought. Your brother-in-law and I are going to the Bai family for dinner tonight. I have to promote the new drama in the next half month, and I will definitely be busy by then. So I just need to take this time to see you. Otherwise, I will have to do it again next time we meet. It's been a long time coming. Sister, are you busy with work again? Didn't you just finish recording your variety show? Your company doesn't give you a holiday. Yes, it's not that the company doesn't give me a day off. I happen to be promoting my new drama, so I don't have much time to rest. I just wanted to come over and see how you are doing lately. I'm pretty good. Jiao Chen smiled. I eat well, sleep soundly, and am happy every day. There's nothing wrong with that. Look, I've gained a few pounds recently. Jiao Chen pinched his face. Well, I have gained a little weight. Jiao Mian also reached out and pinched his face, and said with a smile, as long as you are happy, sister hopes that you can live happily every day. But if there is anything wrong with you, you must tell me happy things. Chen, we are siblings, no matter whether we have returned to our biological families now or not, but in this life, you will always be my brother. Sister, you will be my sister for the rest of your life. In my heart, you will always be my sister. Jiao Chen held Jiao Mianmian's hand, tears flashing in his eyes. Jiao Mian reached out and touched his head. Well, we will always be siblings. So if you have anything, you can tell me. I don't want you to keep it in your heart alone if there is anything unhappy. It's sad to bear it alone. If this is the case, my sister will feel distressed. Sister, I know. Jiao Chen nodded. Are you used to your new home now? How does your second uncle treat you? I'm used to it, and my dad is very good to me. He always felt guilty about my mother, so he always wanted to make up for the regrets in his heart through me. On the contrary, he was too kind to me, and I was a bit unaccustomed to it. What about the second lady? Jiao Mian thought about the things the second lady did to Jiao Chen's biological mother and worried. She didn't do anything bad to you, right? Jiao Chen raised his lower lip and said with disdain in his eyes, I know all her tricks. Sister, don't worry, I can handle it. Jiao Mian was afraid that he would underestimate the enemy too much. You still have to be careful and don't take things too seriously. It's good to be confident, but it's not good to be too confident, as you may fall into other people's plans. The second lady's mind is not as simple as you think. Well, sister, don't worry. Don't you have a brother-in-law? He will also help me. I know what to do, and I will protect myself. But you? Jiao Chen said, frowning slightly. I see that your circle is very chaotic. There are always people trying to hack you, so you should be more careful. Protect yourself. Jiao Mian smiled. That's how it is in the entertainment industry. This means that your sister and I are popular. If I weren't popular, who would want to talk to me? Haven't you seen that those big stars have a lot of dirty stuff, and the more popular they are, the easier it is to being hacked? Jiao Chen. He sighed, it's okay just to hack you. I'm afraid that if something like that happened last time, it would endanger your personal safety. You don't even know, I know that when you and Xiao Angzhen were doing the show together, they're all worried to death. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1960. Chapter 1960. He values her and her family. I'm really afraid she'll do something to hurt you. Xiao Angzhen? She shouldn't do such a stupid thing now. She knows what the consequences will be, and she doesn't dare. The most she can do is to hack her online. For example, spreading rumors that she and Suzy have rekindled their old relationship. Based on her understanding of Xiao Angzhen still dared not do other things. You can't be too careless. The rabbit will jump over the wall when he is anxious. You are better than her in everything now, and she doesn't know how jealous she is. By the way, you must not let her come into contact with her brother-in-law, otherwise she will use her urine to I will definitely be interested in my brother-in-law. Brother-in-law is 1,000 times better than that scumbag Suzy. Chiao Mian Mian. She wanted to say that Chiao Angzan had already made up her mind. I have absolutely no worries about your brother-in-law. Chiao Mian Mian never had to worry about this issue. I believe he doesn't have such low expectations. That's true, my brother-in-law's vision cannot be so low. Okay, I've wasted a lot of your time. You should go back to class. Chiao Mian Mian looked at her younger brother with a bit of reluctance and reached out to touch the big boy's head in front of her. Chen Chen, take care of your body, and you must also protect yourself. You must live well so that my sister can feel at ease. Sister, I will take care of myself. The same goes for you, you have to take care of yourself too. But I am not worried about these problems. My brother-in-law is here, he will definitely take good care of you. I remember it will be my brother-in-law's birthday some time ago. Well, it's almost over. Then I have to prepare a birthday gift for my brother-in-law. I don't know what my brother-in-law likes. Your brother-in-law will like whatever you prepare no matter what, just prepare it carefully. Asterisk. After visiting Chiao Chen at school, Chiao Mian Mian went back to find Mo Yesi. After she arrived at Mo's house, Mo Yesi had just finished what he was doing. He picked up the car keys from the desk, held Chiao Mian Mian in one hand and walked out. You can't go empty-handed to your father-in-law and mother-in-law's house. What do you think it would be better for me to buy for my father-in-law and mother-in-law? There's no need to buy anything. That's okay if we go empty-handed, your parents will think I'm rude. Let's go to the mall first and buy some gifts. I heard from Bai Yisheng that Bai's father is also back. Chiao Mian Mian has not met Father Bai yet, so this time she went there, she was still a little nervous and apprehensive. She doesn't know anything about the man who is her biological father. But in this tension, there is also a bit of expectation. After leaving Mo's family, they went to a nearby shopping mall. Mo Yesi chose a watch for Father Bai, a set of jewelry for Mrs. Bai, and even bought a suit for Bai Yisheng. Why did you give my brother a gift? Your brother is my brother-in-law, and having a good relationship with him is only good for me, not bad. Asterisk. Leaving from the shopping mall, the two of them returned home with a full load of things. Chiao Mian Mian didn't even ask Mo Yesi how much he spent. Anyway, it was definitely a figure that made her feel painful. But considering that the money was also spent on her parents, she could still accept it. What is even more commendable is that Mo Yesi has this heart. He values her and her family. Half an hour later, the black Rolls-Royce parked outside the Bai family mansion. Mrs. Bai has been out waiting for a long time. As soon as he saw their car stopped, he immediately stepped forward. End of this chapter.